Hey everybody, Brendan Coates here. All right, in front of the whiteboard. So if you're watching this video, chances are your number one question is, how do you do a gut reset? What is involved? So I'm going to explain it and I'm going to try to condense it as much as I can so I don't leave you watching a really, really long video. So first and foremost, we've got to understand what are the symptoms that might be troubling you, and then also what are the causes that you might be able to recognize, being like, oh, I'm guilty of that. So let's start with the symptoms. These are all expressions of leaky gut in all varying degrees. So if you've got gas, bloating, distension of the belly, getting sick often, experiencing chronic headaches or even migraines, being overweight, you have an autoimmune condition, you've got skin issues, any chronic issue, any sort of inflammatory condition, SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's disease, insulin resistance, pre-diabetes or diabetes, elevated blood sugar, elevated lipids, elevated blood pressure, candida, all of those and much, much more, believe it or not, are symptoms and signs of leaky gut. You've got to understand all disease stems from the gut. Whatever is happening in your gut, your body is going to express in various ways. So basically, kind of like the weakest link in your genetic chain will express itself, but the root of the problem is always, pretty much always, compromised digestion and a leaky gut. Let's continue. Causes. Food. What's on the end of your fork, that's always going to be the number one contributor to a leaky gut or problems that you might be experiencing. Preservatives. Drugs, whether they're prescription drugs, over-the-counter drugs, entertainment drugs, all of these have a negative impact on your gut lining and the integrity of your gut, especially if used over a long period of time. That will degrade away the integrity of your gut lining. Antibiotics, very, very powerful, also very strong and very detrimental to your habitat of your microbiome, the diversity of your gut bacteria. Allergens, toxins, viruses, parasites, compromised digestion. Your eating habits will dictate the integrity of your gut lining. If you drink a lot of liquids with your meals, if you don't chew properly, the foods that you're eating, again, all of those contribute to a leaky gut. And finally, low stomach acid. Decreased low stomach acid, and you may not even know that you've got it or not have it, but decreased levels of stomach acid will cause for a leaky gut. All right, so what's the solution? What's the solution? This is my solution. First and foremost, this is how we do a gut reset. Number one, we have to remove the assault. That's number one. Number two, we've got to rest and repair. And I'm going to explain just a little bit more in detail how to rest and repair. Number three, reintroduce gut healthy foods. Number four, re-inoculate the microbiome. So we've got to support the diversity of a healthy microbiome. And finally, retain and maintain. Sounds simple enough. So I'm just going to expand on those points now. So how do we do this? How do we execute a proper gut reset? Well, the first 3 days, or maybe 4 days or 5 days, everyone's different. But generally, the first 3 days consists of a detox over a weekend. No food, strategic juices. I'm a big, big fan of vegetable pressed juices, and you're not going to eat for 3 days. You're going to detox. It's very, very important. We need to empty out the whole system. In addition to that, you're going to do a colon hydrotherapy session with a coffee enema if possible. Got to understand, these cells that line the gut are the fastest regenerating cells in the body. Some of these cells are regenerating themselves every 3 to 5 days. So with that knowledge, if we know that the cells that are replacing themselves every 3 to 5 days, if we can eliminate everything for a minimum 3 days, then the cells that line the gut will replace themselves in an environment free from the assault. And they will become more integral, they'll become stronger, and they'll be able to withstand the assault again. So that's first and foremost. We've got to detox. We're cleaning the body from the out in and from the in out with that colon hydrotherapy session. Absolutely paramount. This works. Number two, so this goes with the rest and repair. So the first 3 to 6 days are absolutely crucial for the reintroduction of strategic foods. Foods that will not cause gas, foods that will not cause bloating, foods that will not give you any of these expressions of symptoms. Very, very important. So that's going to be about 3 to 6 days. The first week, very, very important. Reintroduce gut healthy foods. So this is how I have based my program. It's basically a 5-week program. Each week, it's a different style of eating because anyone can take direction. Anyone can just be like, yes, coach, I'll do that. But I'm teaching you. I'm teaching you how to eat proper, healthy foods. And with the understanding, you can't go back to your old ways. I'm really trying to reframe your paradigm with regards to understanding nutrition and how to eat properly. So the first week, you're going to be eating meat and vegetables, low lectin vegetables, a lot of meat, and a lot of good high fats. No carbohydrates. Because I've mentioned candida, remember that? Chances are if you've got compromised digestion, if you have leaky gut, you have various degrees of candida. And candida feeds off of sugar and carbohydrates. So we need to eliminate all carbohydrates temporarily. The second week, you're actually going to practice carnivore. You're going to practice what our early ancestors ate. Just meat and some select fruits. Contrary to what you've been told, meat is hands down the most healing, nutrient-dense food you can consume. And you're going to be eating strategic foods based on my suggestions and some others. The third week is we reintroduce carbohydrates. So the first 2 weeks, again, we're trying to starve off all that candida, decrease your requirement for insulin, at the same time increase your body's insulin sensitivity so when the time comes, you can actually use carbohydrates properly. And the first 2 weeks, we're really trying to shift your body into a free fatty acid burning machine, which means fat metabolism, which means weight loss. I know that I haven't even said weight loss yet, but now I just did. Pretty much every single person that does this program achieves weight loss if they want. And that's a vast majority of pretty much everyone. I want to work with professionals, middle-aged, that just want to get healthy and fix and recover from their leaky gut. And this works. So the fourth week, after we reintroduce carbohydrates strategically with teaching you how to carb backload, again, teaching you new things, this is when it becomes you literally do everything that you learned in the first 3 weeks and just repeat. So you do what you did, do what was working, and do it again. And then the fifth week, it turns into a lifestyle. You become intuitive. You get to learn and you get to apply all the things that you've learned in the first 4 weeks and then 5 weeks. Now, all while we re-inoculate. So we are re-inoculating the microbiome with healthy bacteria. We are reestablishing the good gut bugs and killing off a lot of the bad bugs and parasites and candida, all while supplementing your body to support your stomach acid, your pancreas, your liver, your GI tract, both your small and your large intestine, your microbiome, again, the diversity of your gut bugs, your hormones, big, very, very important, all while learning new techniques and breaking old habits. This is how you do a strategic gut reset.